Last summer's riots were the biggest outbreak of mass criminality for decades. Thousands of hours of footage were generated, giving us the chance to intimately experience the events of those 4 days.
Yeah, little dog.
This is the story of the people who are closest to the action.
I knew it was going to kick off, man. Chaos, man.
I was at an Iron Maiden gig because it was my birthday, and then on the bus they just said the bus isn't going to be going its normal route because there's a riot on. Public disorder kind of interested me, so I kind of got off the bus, got a taxi to my house, grabbed some beers and decided to go and film some rioting. There was a police line by the police station. I didn't have a clue what was going on behind the police line, and before I could kind of work out what was going on, that's when everyone started shouting that they were going to go and loot JD Sports. And that was the first JD Sports to get done over.
I've got my bike, that's why I can't leave my bike. Someone's going to nick my bike, someone's nicking everything, they're going to nick my bike. Yeah, no, honestly, we'll look after your bike.
The guy on the bike turns out just saying, look, you know, can you look after my bike? People are nicking everything. I can't leave my bike out. It's not safe. It's kind of simple. Dude, given the situation, I expect on this one occasion it's probably okay to take your bike into JD Sports. I don't think you can get in trouble for taking a bike in. It's like, oh yeah, good idea, and just rode his bike straight in there.
Let's go to PC World.
PC World was when it got a bit more serious.
I'm not sure if that's full HD, dude. I think it might only be 720. HD ready, man. It doesn't mean shit.
That was a brilliant example of the way we live now, because a guy came out with quite a big telly, and then he saw some other guy with a bigger telly and kind of put his TV down. Right, I want one like that guy. I thought that what I was experiencing in the retail park was the most epic thing that could possibly be going on that night. I didn't realise that half of Tottenham was on fire as well. So we were kind of there just thinking, where are the police? There's hundreds of people just emptying out shops.
Put your fucking camera down now, yeah? Put your fucking camera down now.
Funny what people reduce themselves to when they see stuff put in front of their eyes that is not beyond their reach. Oh yeah, go. No, let me go running. Drive.
Tell me who else was in the car with you?
My friend, Nick. He was driving, I was the passenger.
You're running. Yeah, no. Stop. Just stop there.
It was like a little bubble, and all the stuff that was going on outside that bubble was like a dream. It was like a dream. These are streets that we would just go to the shops and go and get milk and go and buy a pair of shoes. And it was just mayhem.
They're doing that guy. There's the Indian guy in there. Is he actually in there?
Yeah, but he's got the shutters down, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't. They're half down and he couldn't close the door.
Only the people on the other side of the shop window seemed to be angry or worried or upset. The people that were rioting, their faces just seemed just excited. Nobody seemed angry or resentful about anything.
The Prime Minister has confirmed he's cutting his holiday short to hold an emergency Cobra meeting later.
It just seemed like a massive free-for-all. Everybody was jumping on the bandwagon. There was screams of laughter.
There's more looting in Chelsea.
I suppose it's like the reduced style in Tesco's. Everybody hoards round it and tries to grab what they can at that point. If we weren't out in the car looking at what was going on, we were at home watching it on the news.
Reverse. They blocked us in. Let's block us in.
It was constantly in our lives. For those few days, it was the riots. Where it was going to kick off the next day, and where do we go to watch what is going on?
Left.
The capital,
Lewisham, Hackney, Bethnal Green, Beckton, Walworth, Ilford, Kilburn, Clapham, Camden, Croydon.
Seeing where you live, seeing the fires across, you know, various kind of areas. Obviously on Twitter it was the #1 trending topic. On BBM, Lewisham's getting hit, bus on fire in Peckham, shops getting looted in Brixton. It was the BBMs were just coming through like crazy. And then suddenly I just saw, like, you know, it appear across the breaking news thing. We're now getting reports that Croydon's been hit, and I thought, I live on the main road and I couldn't hear any sirens, anything like that. So I said to my mum, you know, I'm just popping out quick. You know, she was all worried, saying, Luke, you know, where are you going, where are you going? I was like, so fine, I'll get in my car, I'll be back in a bit. Got my mate, and I said to him, yeah, come, I've heard Croydon's getting hit. And he was like, okay. So we got in a car, just 2 of us. And again, at this point, you wouldn't really have known there was a big issue.
I thought that this was just a simple, quick attack, that somebody just threw a few bricks and it was screaming for help, that bus. So I just make a quick video of that thing. I thought that if somebody's attacking, you know, really buses, it might get even more stupid, really. And it did.
Explain to me how you were filming.
I was riding my bike and holding my camera and trying to get the best footage I can. I went around buildings, and when I came back, it was already on fire. That smoke, I think, attracted most of the people there, and that's when they start gathering there.
Look, what's that? Where's that? Even though it's not a physical thing you can see, it just looked like adrenaline, and their blood was just pumping so much. It just looked like their eyes were just lit up, like they were just so in the moment of what was happening, I think. And I think that's like what everyone was feeling at the time. It was just a buzz.
I'm seeing a lot of smiles around here, and I don't get it. I can't connect the dots.
There was a serious disconnect, you know, because obviously I'm seeing all of this turmoil kind of going on, a lot of damage to property, a lot of livelihoods just going down the drain. But I'm seeing smiles, so it was just confusing.
I'm in the midst of it. This is, oh, people have to leave their houses. Their houses are getting burnt down. People's houses are on fire.
How long have you lived in Croydon?
11 years now. I've never had any kind of problems, never been mugged, never been broken into. From my experience, Croydon's a pretty good place to live. We've got everyone. We've literally got everyone, and that's what I like about Croydon, the diversity.
There are people trapped upstairs in the house.
Why are the police doing anything?
What can they do? You know?
Most people filmed what was happening in front of them. Tell me why you decided to film yourself as the action unfolded.
And even though there are people's houses on fire, they're still throwing bottles like it just doesn't matter.
I think a lot of people, it's not real to them until they see a recognisable face and they can kind of connect the dots.
I think this is important for people to really get into the thick of it and see what's really going on.
It made it so much more real, the fact that it was literally at the top of my road. So for that reason, I felt as if it involved me as much as I, you know, probably didn't want to be involved in it. I was pulled in.
Look at this little girl now. This little girl thinks she's going to go and get involved.
She just looked so young, and she's kind of egging the rest of them on. So there was this little girl kind of egging on all these big guys and saying, come on, you know, we're going to get into the shop, we've got to get in.
Look at her. Look at her. Yeah, little girl. Her.
She was so motivated and determined to break in. She had one of those kind of glass hammers that you usually find on buses.
swear it's like I can hear my heart breaking. I can hear Croydon's heart breaking, like... Alright, so I'm gonna call you Mr. A, yeah? Alright, so Mr. A and Mr. B, yeah? What's the reason? So what's going on?
Man needs to rise, can't get paid. No jobs out there. What the fuck, fam? Man needs money, innit?
Yeah?
Get me, fam.
Fuck it, man.
Obviously,
from a fucking different country, bro.
No like that,
Yeah?
no like that.
Fucking pissed.
Explain your situation to
My
me.
situation is they need to fucking give me my Rasta passport.
Yeah?
Get me.
He's been in this country for X amount of years and he can't get a job. They won't give him back his passport, that kind of thing.
So are you angry? What's going on?
Man been there fucking since 9 years old.
Yeah?
Man now a big man and try to send man back home. What's that?
He felt like he'd been mistreated by the government.
Fuck this country, bro.
And after you spoke to him, what did he then go off and do?
He joined the rest of them and started looting.
I don't even know if I should go in because it's a crime scene now, but I'm going to take you inside Lidl just to have a look in here.
The store was just torn apart. It was unrecognisable.
This is my local Lidl, yeah?
And they were stealing alcohol, that was the main thing, so the food and that kind of thing was still there, kind of left untouched, and loads of the booze and the alcohol, everything was just ransacked.
That's enough, I'm going to get myself out of here. It's real dangerous. Wow. This young lady just asked for a bottle opener.
The irony, you take what you value, and a lot of people just took what they thought would keep the party going.
But seriously, man, guys.
It could almost be looked at as a kind of street party, I guess, in a funny sort of way.
Complain about jobs and money and stuff and you steal alcohol. Doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not in their situation, so let's try and find out a little bit more.
Tell me where you're from.
I'm originally from Poland.
You know, from someone that comes from Poland, what did you make of these riots here?
I don't even know what was it all about, really. You know, it was, you know... I saw stupidity and anger to make a statement.
What is that statement?
Well, the statement is, well, that they don't want to be managed that way. They don't like the way that the system works. They feel overall injustice.
Who's willing to talk to me for a few seconds? See, everyone wants to be involved, but nobody wants to talk. Everyone wants to keep their mouth shut.
They don't necessarily can relate why they are doing it to what they are doing.
Dude, I'm going to call you Dude A, right? And you're Dude B.
Cat food, leave that cat food lotion, just moving at different ends. Just doing this, innit? Brother down the jewelry shops, getting all the fucking TVs and that.
What's the reason for you doing this?
They shot their youth in North London, trying to say he shot them first, but Tess proved, everybody, yeah? Tess proved that the bullet was not fired from his gun.
Okay, so that's your reason for joining this anarchy, yeah? You just hear the noise. This is people's houses. People's houses, local businesses. I'm gonna try and stop this one. This is literally on my doorstep. It's literally on my doorstep.
To know that people have, you know, strived to build up a business and in 5 minutes or so, a group of people can just tear it down, and that person may not have insurance, that person may not have anything else to go over to.
Look at these guys. These guys are trying to smash into the shop. This guy here in the green, yeah? This guy here in the green behind me, yeah?
I just didn't want it to continue.
You know, the little bit that my voice can be heard, I don't know, I don't even know if it's making a difference.
Oh shit, this building's on fire here. Oh yeah, look, get it from the inside. What is wrong with people?
And your footage captures that first moment of the fire.
I think it was just a split-second decision where someone just thought, that's it, rip through the window, petrol bomb, wherever it was in, that was it.
I cannot, this building is, I've never nothing like this in my life, ever. This is, Jesus Christ, this is absolutely crazy. I can't believe it, I'm in shock. I was going to buy a sofa from there. Feel the heat, right? But I want to be over there.
At this point, no one was really doing much else in terms of looting and stuff. I think everyone was so amazed at the size of this, what someone had done, that everyone kind of, I think, stopped what they were doing at this point and kind of thought, wow, is this happening?
John, just go and ask him what happened.
Now, who is that other voice on your footage?
That's a guy called Nick who I met that night.
She's right. Yeah, well, I tell you what, I'll get close, I'll get the shot, you talk to him.
He was trying to steer me towards certain things and tell me how we were going to interview different people. I just kind of went on with it, 'cause it's quite funny. Carpet Right building was on fire, and while I was filming, you can even hear him on the things like, you know, you've got to capture the emotion, get the emotion of this woman. I was like, dude, her house is on fire.
I really want to sort of capture what they're feeling, what they want to talk about, you know.
I don't think he wants to talk about shit right now. I see where you're coming from.
Because the camera's a really, really great opportunity for just to release some anguish and, like, I don't know.
She doesn't even know if everybody she knows is alive. The last thing she needs is me with a camera in her face. Like, let's see your emotion, you know. So I politely declined that one.
You're already fucking flies on the corpse, man.
I haven't really stayed in touch. We're friends on Facebook. We went and chatted to a policeman afterwards.
What's happening up there? We're just in like the Tottenham Business Park. There's some like looting and shit. Like, yeah. You guys know about that? Yeah, we do. Really?
Operation Do Absolutely Nothing was going particularly well for them, so they stuck with it.
You watch the news, you see what is going on, and it's most unpleasant. There are lots of officers down there going by Tottenham Police Station, because there it's a matter of protecting life, you see.
Yeah.
Life takes priority over property, I suppose.
You said you've grown up here. Did
Yeah.
you know any of them, recognise any of them?
Later on in the night, after a couple of hours, after a kind of House of Reeds was set alight and stuff, a boy who I knew came up to me and went, oh yeah, you're right, Luke, I just got this guitar from one of the shops. He was like, yeah, he's going back to his house now to drop off the guitar. He's the same age as me, used to be in the same class as me. So, yeah.
Why didn't you join it?
Because that's definitely, I've been brought up much better than that to kind of do that kind of stuff. The career that I want to go into doesn't, you know, condone that kind of act. So I think people should always think ahead and think the consequences of what will happen from that split-second decision to just run into a shop and get something.
And you talked about the future career you want to go into. What's that?
When I'm out and about generally and kind of see some stuff, I think, you know, if only I was a police officer in this situation. I want to make an individual difference. I'm not doing that particular path at the moment, but it's definitely in the future something that I would probably aim towards.
I just heard the police issuing some instructions or suggesting, you know, what about if we do this or what about if we do that? So clearly they're not equipped to deal with this kind of situation. I'm not a great fan of the police, you know, I don't think they handle every situation the best way they can. But they were incredibly brave. They left their families to come and, you know, protect what they could. And I respect that.
There's a way to do policing, yeah? There's a right way and a wrong way. You fuckers are doing it wrong, yeah?
If you watch her, it's almost like she's transfixed by what's going on.
Yeah, she was, because she said to me, Mum, I'd never seen nothing like that. I just couldn't believe what people were doing that day. She just said she was listening to that man, you know, talking to the police. He actually didn't do nothing to the police, he was just being angry with them for how he'd been treated or something.
What you expect the kids to do? They close out most of the fucking centres. What the fuck you want to do? What you want to do?
We went up to town, I think it was about 2:15. We'd gone in New Look, we came out, went to Greg's, and being a teenager, she says, Mum, leave me uptown. I said, right, just in case anything did happen, I'll pick you up 4:30, 5 o'clock by the Hog's Head.
You're fucking people next, yeah?
Then, I think it was about 4 o'clock, Danielle's ringing me in tears, saying everything had kicked off uptown. And fireworks were going off. She was crying on the phone to me saying it's horrible. There's police falling in front of my feet, there's bottles being thrown at me. So she had to run. And then she went down Queen Street and that's where it happened. She'd bumped into an old friend from school she hadn't seen for ages and they were walking down Queen Street and she just picked these gloves up and put them on her hands and just walked about. She's seen everyone going into this, I think it was Zapp's clothing, menswear. And she said, I just wanted to be curious. She gets to turn around and the shutter falls. Everyone's going mad in there, so she says, Mum, I just pick up 2 odd trainers off the floor, ready to throw in case someone attacks me. At this, a man comes past her, lifts the shutter up and says, come on, let's go. And she says, I'll just walk out. And then I think, I've got 2 trainers in my hands. So you see her throw one and just drop the other, and then the gloves come off. This was the day after. Everyone kept texting her saying, Danielle, you're in the paper. Who's the girl wearing the big black gloves? More or less, if you know this girl, found this number. And she said, I don't believe this, Mum. They're making me out to be something I'm not.
How did you feel when you saw that picture on the newspaper?
I said to Danielle, the first thing I said was, that was the wrong thing to do, Danielle. You know, with what was going on uptown that day, you know, people are going to see it completely different. Out of her own choice, she said, I'm going to go down to the local police station to explain myself. They said, that's fine, we can see you doing no harm. We're after the more serious criminals. Then early hours the next morning, they raided my house. A dozen of them. Knocking at my door at 1:45. They got Danielle, well...
It's fine, it's fine.
Sorry.
Do you want to see who it is?
It's Danielle. Oh, I think she's gone off. That means she's going to ring. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
They went and searched Danielle's room, and then they came in and handcuffed my daughter. I said, well, is there any need for handcuffing her? And they said, yeah, it's for our safety.
And what was she finally sentenced with?
10 months. 10 months. Well, I was really mad in court. I stood up and I told the judge, you know, that's totally unfair. You're ruining a young girl's life. She thought she'd go the way with the RAF. It's all gone. Because there's no way she'll get in the RAF with a criminal record. Yes. Hello? Hello, Bab? Oh, no, if you want. I've just got the BBC here filming me. Danielle said hello. I'm coming to see you tomorrow, Bab. I've got you some more pyjamas and that. Will they let me take it through? Yeah. Another flannel and another towel? All right, then. They only give me a list on how many leggings I could send in now, Bab. I think you've got your limit there. All right, then, Bab. Ta-ra, I love you. Bye.
How do you find those calls?
Hard. Yeah. I feel lost. I keep looking for her and expecting her to come down the stairs. Yeah. And it's horrible. Everyone makes mistakes in their lives. I don't care who they are. That's it. That's teenagers, isn't it?
You breed a group of people like this, you breed a society like this, what do you expect to happen? Thank you very much. Well spent.
She was filming it.
She was filming it as well.
She filmed it, yeah. She's got all that on her phone, but the police took her phone when they actually raided my house that night.
And you've not got it back?
No. And they never used that in evidence, and that's on contract. And so I'm paying for that. That's what they all do, isn't it, nowadays? Everything's on camera, isn't it? They like to film things that's going on.
They started charging at them. Oh my god. See what I meant about the power thing?
I know.
So was that filmed from this building as well?
Yes. Every time I watch this, my blood boils up.
Makes you angry when you see that?
It does. I was sleeping and my parents were here to spend their vacations with me, and my dad woke me up, and it was Ramadan, we were fasting. So I was sleeping, he woke me up and he was like, look what's happening outside.
80% fun के लिए.
हर बंदा जो है ना वो. And I could see everyone running around, and I could see the looters actually running around with stuff as well. So I took the cam from him, started shooting the whole footage from my balcony. You know, the funny thing is, just one night before the riots started taking place in Barking, he's walking outside with my mom a late night, and he's like, you see, it's so peaceful and calm here. We were on the 15th floor, so it's a high-rise building. The rioters were right inside JD Sports, and the JD Sports just right next to the police station. And people were actually standing on the stairway of the police station. पता नहीं इनके पुलिस वाले कुछ करते नहीं हैं. अरे इतने ठीक हैं सारे. वहाँ से निकल के भाग गए.
Were you scared?
Scared? No. Why would I be scared? These things don't scare me. I've seen worse. आवाज दूँ इसको मैं साले को.
बिल्कुल नहीं, आवाज नहीं देना.
मैं सही हो जाएगा ये ऐसे ही होता है सबके साथ. माँ क्या गैंग से देख उतर के दो चमाटे हैं उसको मारूंगा सही हो जाएगा ये. We have a Facebook page of our residents living in this building. I actually posted on that page saying, please, if someone tries to get inside the building, you guys can call me anytime, and I'll be more than happy to come downstairs and take care of everything. And
how did you feel about that, Sarah?
He's just trying to be Superman, isn't he? At that time, we were planning for our wedding, and then all of a sudden he messages me. He's like, oh, the riot is outside. I want to do something about it. I was like, are you stupid? You stay indoors and you stay safe.
I was actually getting texts from other people saying, oh, so finally you feel like you're back home. And I was like, this is sad. You shouldn't be saying things like that.
How would this compare with a riot in Pakistan?
In Pakistan, we usually have riots relating to a specific issue, probably hunger or politics or different political parties actually rallying for some specific issue, things like that. Or the last major riot that we had was when Benazir Bhutto was assassinated. When riots happen in Pakistan, people do not actually go and start looting stores.
For the Muslim community, although not a relief, it was somewhat of a... I can't find the word, but we were demonized for so many years.
Oh, that's different. But you shouldn't actually be saying that about. It's just
no,
not like
I mean,
a human being.
But I can see what you're saying. They must have been great. But
yeah,
it wasn't us.
It wasn't us. We're not the ones being victimized or pinpointed. There was a sense of that around through friends and family and things like that. So it was there. The image that sticks in my head is where you see an adolescent boy casually packing in everything that he's actually...
It's like he has all the time in the world.
And then you see this guy with a camera, and he's trying to take, I think, some journalistic photos, and you can see him with his bravado coming up and trying to intimidate the guy into deleting these scenes.
I should have done something. You know, it's... I mean, someone has to take the first step to that.
But then if civilians start taking things into their own hands, I mean, that makes the police obsolete. They should be taking care of things properly.
That's true, but still, if you're standing there, it's your duty as just a
normal
normal human being to actually stop this from happening. There were some people, they weren't looting, they weren't doing, they were just standing there and they were enjoying watching it.
I knew it was going to kick off, man.
I took the second day off, and then the third day, I think I decided to go and check out Mayor Street.
What did you do on your day off?
I don't know, I think I watched it on telly. It was a different kind of motive. They weren't just about being able to loot stuff. I heard a lot of guys saying that Hackney should have been first, as if it was a matter of national pride. They wanted to really put Hackney on the map by smashing it up. And some people just started throwing some stuff. Policeman got knocked out with a brick. The tactics of the police, they'd sort of secure us one place and then everyone would just go, right, well, there's a police car over there, I'll just smash that. I remember likening it to that kind of toilet roll you get at school. It doesn't actually clean anything up, it just kind of spreads it around and makes more of a mess. That's what the riot policing was. I heard one guy trying to start a chant of no postcode beef, it's all on the police, meaning that, like, you know, all the different Hackney gangs could put aside their differences for the day.
Did you have any sympathy for them?
For the police? Well, not especially. That's their job, isn't it?
We're all in it together. We're all in it together. Remember what David said?
I couldn't find a pub to just stop and get a quick drink in, so I just decided to call it quits and go back and watch the coverage on TV again.
I'm at the focal point of where violence is happening. It felt as close as I've ever been to a war zone.
Best day ever! This is happening for you!
There was this one woman, she had a bandana over her face, and she was just repeatedly lighting Molotov cocktails and throwing at the police like she was in Baghdad or something. So surreal considering, like, you're in the middle of London, in the middle of a civilized society, and you're seeing people doing that kind of thing.
Do you think there was any political motive?
Absolutely none. Opportunistic would be the word. As soon as 5, 6 of them are doing it, that increases to a mob in a second, and then strength in numbers, so they're just doing whatever they want. I mean, the most shocking thing I saw with my own eyes was the convenience store. There were kids committing an act of robbery over 4 bottles of J2O. Orange juice, and they're walking out as if they've robbed a De Beers diamond jewelers or something.
How long have you had this shop?
11 years.
And where are you from originally?
Sri Lanka. I mean, we have an electric shutter and shop front and everything, so we shut properly, and we just left the shop. And I went home, and the BBC and the Sky shows us shop was, broken in. I was so shocked.
How did you feel when you were sitting at home watching your shop being broken into on national news?
You can't say that horrified moment, I would just want to cry and just would. And you know, it's all happened, and then I have to call the police, but I have to wait for 15 minutes to get answer, and they say, you know, due to the high demand, you have to go to the local police station. And I went with them Forest, and they were supposed to there. It's due to the high demand, police station was closed, and go to the next police station.
Had they taken much?
It's everything. You should ask what they left for us. And I lost £90,000. I didn't do anything bad to them, so if they done to me, good luck to them. I'm not a policeman or a judge to give a justice. I believe karma, you know, whatever you do, you know, that will come to you one day.
Why did you start shouting?
I actually started shouting because I saw all these cars on fire and bikes and bins upside down and people were taking pictures, and I said, do you think this is something to take a picture of? You know, is this really what it's about for you guys? You know, taking pictures of burning vehicles and rubbish, you know, isn't anyone going to do anything about this?
Hey! I think I got described as a parasite by somebody for filming this. You're a parasite. Like, instead of filming, I should just stop and single-handedly, like, arrest everyone myself and just put a stop to this whole thing instead of picking at the bones of the carcass of London.
It's the fucking car, man. Yeah, soft top. MX-5, I think.
Look at that. You're burning your neighbour's car. This guy says, what's the problem? Shut up, old woman. They've got insurance, haven't they? Well, that was it. Then I mean, how can you justify burning someone's car by saying, oh, well, they get insurance?
Burning your property. Blow up burning people's shop that they work hard to start their business. You understand? Poor Auntie shop there. She's working hard to make her business work. And then you lot want to go and burn it up for what? Just to say that you're worried and you're bad man.
The gentleman who filmed me, he possibly caught the last couple of minutes of it, which thank God he didn't catch any more.
I can imagine you going for a while.
I went on for a while. I mean, my friend had crossed over the road and lit a cigarette. It's like, oh, it's going to be a long one. She's on one again.
This is about a fucking man who got shot in Tottenham. This ain't about having fun on the road and busting up the place. Get it real, black people. Get real.
In the middle. I mean,
do it for a cause. If we're fighting for a cause, let's fight for a fucking cause.
You know, you're all going on like you're big and bad. What's big and bad about it? Because, you know, you're bandanaed up, you're balaclavaed up. You know, there's nothing bad about doing something and running away from it. You know, be a man.
You lot piss me the fuck off. I'm ashamed to be a happy person. Because we're not all gathering together and fighting for a cause. We're running down Foot Locker and TV Shoe. Dirty teeth or not.
This here is where the big moment took place. Hello! How you doing, friend? You blessed? Yeah, it was about here. It's now known as Lady P's Wall, which is quite funny. But people actually come here now and take pictures, apparently.
Did you see the Hackney heroine?
Yeah, I saw her on YouTube. I didn't see her in real life, though. She was heroic in her deeds. Anything could have happened to her. You just don't know these days how people react.
Hi there. Hi. All right?
I would have applauded her if I was there. I mean, someone had to say something.
I appreciate what you've done. You have to speak your mind.
I still have to go.
This situation, you know, I need a lot of more people like you around.
Oh, bless you.
There's a clown around the place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the lady with the stick,
That's what I'm known as. Just the woman with the stick.
Anyway, take care of yourself.
All right, darling. Bless, bless. Love. One love.
Life must have changed quite a bit.
My life has changed.
Since going viral.
Was I viral? That sounds painful.
How does it feel going viral?
It's surreal, it's overwhelming, it's strange, it's unbelievable. I mean, I still can't believe that me giving them a mouthful has led to so much attention. And this is the Pembury estate. I mean, come on, look at where these people are living. It's not the most colourful of areas, it's not the most picturesque.
You've got the estate there, and then opposite you've got some rather nice old Victorian houses.
Victorian houses, which very posh people live in. Just cross the road and you've got a different lifestyle altogether. It's amazing. Kind of distressing as well.
There are a lot more affluent areas in London. These kids who live in Hackney, it didn't really make sense to me. If I had to get inside their brain and sort of logically do what they were doing, I would probably go to a much more affluent part of London and do it there rather than destroy my own neighbourhood.
This is just a little report out of one of the local papers. A semi-professional footballer who looted a shop in Sloane Square during the riots has been caged, like he's an animal. Talented Mario Kusaka, 18, who plays for Staines in the Conference South League, was part of a 60-strong mob who rampaged through the area of August the 8th. He kicked in the windows of Hugo Boss, helping himself to clothes worth £1,133. Earlier on in the evening, he had been at the youth club and met up with some friends from the estate. He was sentenced to 30 months in a Young Offenders Institute after admitting burglary and violent disorder. His friend, Charlie Burton, 18, admitted violent disorder and received the same sentence. He said he joined in after seeing the Croydon riot on TV. That night was very strange. It was really eerie, the streets. The police told all the shopkeepers to close their shops early, which they did, but there was just a funny atmosphere. It was like ghost town. But then apparently youths gathered and they went up to Sloane Square.
Describe Sloane Square to me.
Sloane Square is where I would say all the posh shops are. From Hugo Boss, Calvin Klein, Peter Jones, lots of expensive shops. Charlie worked for highway maintenance. That week he had a week off work. He went to football training that evening. He came home about 9:30, 9:45, and he said, "I'm just going to my friends." And he came back about half an hour, 40 minutes later, and he said, "Mum, I've done something stupid. I've gone out." He said, "I see a group of youths. I followed them. I realised what I was doing and I turned back." He said, "I pushed a bin." He said, "And I'm really, really sorry." Then on Thursday the 11th, that's when they came with the warrant to my house. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. I just heard bang, 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 bang. They came in like the American SWAT team. They pinned him to the bed, asking him, "Where's the PS3?" They searched my premises, they found nothing, and they said they had to take him in for questioning because his name was put forward. That was it. And from the day they came, they never brought him back. He never came back.
So were he and Mario good friends?
Very good friends from young.
What do you think was going through their heads at the time?
I think these kids have just seen, like, wow, free stuff, let's go. This is all I can imagine seeing all the clips I've seen on TV. I don't think anybody was thinking about the consequences. I just think they just see all these people going into shops and everybody went.
Mario did steal over £1,000 worth of clothes.
With Mario, I can't answer that. Like I said, heat of the moment.
And what area were you involved in?
Southwest London area I was involved in.
Why will you only be interviewed anonymously?
Because this riot stuff is very touchy, and I'm not going to incriminate myself. But if you ask me a specific, get straight to the meat and bones of the argument. What are you asking me then?
What
was your involvement with where you were? Why did you go there?
To give the police a boshing. That's what we went there for. We went there to give the police a boshing.
Can you tell me what area it was?
It was... Sloane Square. That's the area it was. Sloane Square. You have absolutely piss-poor people living across the road from not only the richest people in London, but in some cases, the richest people in the world. All the ex-politicians. Margaret Thatcher lives there. Saudi royalty and all of that have got flats over there and all of that. That's the police over there, staying at arm's distance. Somebody needs new windows. It was definitely the younger generation with one or two older members who were using the cover of the crowd and directing them towards shops.
And so were you involved?
I can't answer that question specifically. But I had a good observation point. I had a very good observation point where I could see quite a lot of detail what was going on. Lots of them got arrested. One of them is just 18 and one of them is just coming to 18. They were stupid. They thought that it would make sense to plead guilty. They were young and inexperienced at dealing with the police.
We spoke to someone anonymously. This guy seemed to know Mario and Charlie, and he said that they were stupid because they pleaded guilty.
I'm not saying what anyone did that night was right, but it's so easily to be led off.
If you recognised him, how would you feel?
Angry, frustrated. He's a coward to let these youths take the rap for everyone and everything, knowing they didn't take a serious part in what happened in Sloane Square.
Do you feel any guilt generally, Six?
Well, I didn't
No, I know, but do you...
I feel, obviously, I can't feel sorry for a capitalistic company because it doesn't feel sorry for the person down at the bottom that is squeezing. I can't see Hugo Boss suffering any lasting damage, but I can see Mark Duggan's family suffering lasting damage. I'm a warrior, I'm a scholar, that's who I am. And all I can say to the young guys is, stick together, mate, we'll get through this.
That's Curry's, it's not amazing footage.
Police charge.
This was pretty early on, eh? Yeah. I remember a lot of BB statuses being changed. I remember a little broadcast coming through. So we jumped in the car, and as we were in the car, I saw pictures of what was happening at Curry's. By the time we got there, it was just literally one order. And when I say one order, I mean actually one order was being shouted out. There was a weird sense of harmony. Like, no problems, no quarrels between each other. Obviously it's chaos because there's a riot going on. But it wasn't chaotic, frantic, stepping over each other, stamping each other, people getting hurt in the process. It weren't like that. It was a united front. People from different estates. It was just, basically, we've got an objective, let's get it done. And everyone was just helping each other do it. That's what I saw.
What do you think was going through the heads of the guys doing it at Curry's?
Financial gain. Definitely.
So greed.
I wouldn't say greed, I would say hunger. I don't mean hunger in the sense that they're hungry belly rumbling. I mean like pockets rumbling.
Shops like Curry's seem to be a popular venue for looting.
But if you had a chance to go somewhere you get everything free, where would you go? Curry's would be a main spot still. different electronic shops and whatnot.
But there weren't many bookshops being looted.
I would doubt there would be a lot of bookshops getting looted. I'm pretty sure W.H. Smith was unscratched. But I'm pretty sure. Do you know what it is? Obviously, I can understand why, because we're in a generation where not a lot of people's reading.
You heard stories about, you know, people even trying on clothes before they stole them.
I have heard different stories about different people making sure they get the right weave and these different things, but obviously if you got that opportunity you might as well get the right one. I suppose that's what they're thinking, innit? There's no point going home and it don't fit, innit? So yeah.
Trainers were also very popular. Why is it important to have a good pair of trainers?
Why is it important? Because obviously appearance is a lot. I can literally tell you, get to a point where when I was younger, if I was approaching a girl, I'd go over to her and I'd look at her face and then I'd look at her trainers. The trainers that you couldn't afford, that day you could afford it. And I can't be a hypocrite. A few years back, I would have got more than trainers. That's just me being real.
We share one Father, we share one Christ, we share one Spirit.
I'm a Pentecostal Christian, so I'm a born-again believer.
And this is why you and I can gel.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
If it wasn't for the fear of God in my life, literally my moral compass to tell me that, right, that's wrong, I would have due to have got involved and not just been a spectator.
Because I've come from a very terrible.
I would have probably been the first one shouting out one order. Otherwise, that's just me being real, innit?
In God's family, there's no upper class or working class or middle class. We all the same.
Were you ever in a gang?
Was I ever in a gang? Yeah, I was in a gang. I was in a gang.
And why did you join it? What was attractive about it?
I'm in a gang now. If you're getting me.
God's family is a different family from every
Obviously,
other family.
it's not the same sort of gang. We ain't got the same sort of purpose, but a gang is a team, innit? Sort of thing. It's a circle of close-knitted friends that have a common goal to do something, like Sugar Hill and the gang and whatnot, you feel me?
Because you know that you can't buy peace.
Got to a point where it was a dog-eat-dog world, and the dogs that was playing in the parks that I played in barked a different sort of way, so I kind of started barking along that tune too.
What kind of reputation does this estate have?
The reputation wasn't a nice one. I remember there was a tabloid that read that even the devil's scared to walk through Mitesfield Estate. Mitesfield is the original name, either Fields or Baghdad or, yeah, the Dads. Yeah, it's got different names, isn't it?
Why Baghdad?
Baghdad's, it's a risky place to be, and so is here, isn't it? So the dark side of the street culture, that's how I like to sum it up, basically. I saw a lot. I saw a lot. Most I can't say.
Despite your newfound religion, were you still not a little bit tempted while watching the scene at Curry's?
I weren't tempted to get involved at Curry's, not at all. What did kind of sway some emotions was when I saw the initial riot in North London and they were going directly against the police. I was thinking, oh, because I've been a victim of police brutality myself, but by God's grace I've been able to forgive and whatnot. I know that the majority of the public is a proper crazy sight, but the things that people live with is more shocking. Like I went to go bury my friend the other day, and someone else ended up getting shot dead at the funeral. And that happened, what, a few meters away from myself. To be honest, I don't really care about a riot, if I'm gonna be real with you.
Did you miss it when it had finished?
I suppose I did. It was just like, oh, back to normality now. What do we do now with our spare hours of the day? I did miss it. It was upsetting to watch, but it was so interesting, so interesting.
And I'm not just saying this for Charlie, but a lot of these kids do not need to be in prison. You know, when they come out, what is there for them? Prison's not the answer. You're just going to make an angrier society.
Do you think there'll be more riots?
There will be riots, obviously. Look at the whole planet. The whole planet's rioting. And next time you're going to be involved, mate, and your cameraman, and your little miss over there, because you're going to realise you got mugged off when you go to the bank one day and you try and put your card in the bank, says, oh, sorry, all of the notes, there's nothing to back these notes, all the gold's gone. You're going to be writing too, mate, when you realise what's happened.
Now, this buzzer going off could be just a neighbour.
Well, going the way it's going, it's probably another film crew.
Or it could be, I'm now having people turn up at my home. This is the danger side of it for me. I don't know who's ever out there. And the buzzer's actually working, which is good. Hello? Ah, my carer.
It's like this is like a place of pilgrimage. Let's go and see the Hackney heroine.
Well, they do.
Even if YouTube didn't exist, I would still take a camera with me, just so that I could see it again. I doubt I'll ever see anything like that in London again. Speaking too soon, yeah.
Everyone's got an opinion on young people and crime. To make sure your voice is heard and to